So welcome to the Freedom Studio at the Roundhouse in North London, one of the venues being used for the BBC Electric Proms. And as part of that, we now have a very special Six Music Hub session from a man who has been the subject of not one but two box sets during 2006, a year which has also seen him become a published author, and he's on tour later on this year. I saw him play here in 1995. Please welcome Mr. Billy Bragg.
Hey, hey.
Very good to have you here, Billy. 1995, we were young then. Do you remember much about that particular show?
I do. I'll tell you why I remember it, kid. It was my comeback show after my maternity leave. Mm-hmm. And it was in the Roundhouse, which at the time was nothing but an house that was round. It was empty. It was gutted inside, but they put up a makeshift stage, and they'd been putting on a few gigs there. And we thought it would be a nice place to do a comeback show, so that's where it was, upstairs.
And you went for a walk of nervousness beforehand?
Yeah, I did. I'd just written this song, Upfield, which talks about seeing angels on Primrose Hill, as William Blake did, and I went for a walk before the show to see if I could remember what being Billy Bragg entailed, and I ended up on Primrose Hill up the top there, and sort of Blake and the angels and all that sort of sent me back down again, and it was a great show. The audience were really good to me that night as well.
Well, they were, especially when there was a bit of a slight mishap on St Swithin's Day. You didn't forget the key line about self-love, did you?
No, I just forgot the entire second or third verse, I think. Unfortunately, being a Billy Bragg audience, they knew the words better than me, which is... people might think that's annoying, but actually I found it quite helpful. And they sang. I just played and they sang. It was a beautiful moment.
Let's have the first tune from you. What would you like to play?
I think we might go for Greetings for the New Brunette. How does that sound?
That'll be lovely. Here we go.
You haven't actually heard it yet, though, have you? So... It sounds like it might work. Yeah. Shirley, it's so exciting to be sleeping here in this new room. Oh, pulls it up. I knew, it's you making me nervous. You just stop looking at me. See, they don't know the words, but they don't know the chords to help me out. Here we go. Shirley, it's so exciting to be sleeping here in this new room. Shirley, you're my reason to get out of bed before noon. Shirley, you know when we sat out on the fire escape talking. Shirley, what did you say about running before we were walking? Sometimes when we're as close as this, it's like we're in a dream. How can you lie there and think of England when you're... I've totally done the top of this, haven't I? It's your fault for suggesting that I play it, you toe rag. It's what we call pre-minstrel tension. I've been out on a book tour. I've been out on a book tour for like 2 weeks, and I've totally forgotten that I'm actually supposed to play guitar. So, I'll tell you how we'll get around it. I'll play something else.
Okay.
All right, I'll bear with me then. Let's just move these. Can you just roll the tape back upstairs in the truck? It's terrible, this, isn't it? I feel really, really bad about this. And then the awful thing is afterwards people say, I love it when you mess around with the songs and pretend you can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to the New Brunette. Yeah! Here we go. Shirley, it's so exciting to be sleeping here in this new room. Shirley, you're my reason to get out of bed before noon. Shirley, you know when we sat out on the fire escape talking. Shirley, what did you say about running before we were walking? Sometimes when we're as close as this, it's like we're in a dream. How can you lie there and think of England when you don't even know who's in the team? Shirley, your sexual politics have left me all of a muddle. Surely we are joined in the ideological cardo. I'm celebrating my love for you with a pint of beer and a new tattoo. And if you haven't noticed yet, I'm impressionable when my cement is wet. You ever wondered about that line? What? I was when we did the reissues, I was looking at those lyrics thinking, it leaves a nasty taste in my mouth. I don't know. Politics and pregnancy are debated as we empty our glasses. And how I love those evening classes. Surely you really know how to make a young man angry. Surely can we get through the night without mentioning family? The people from your church agree it's not much of a career trying the handles of parked cars. Whoops, there goes another year. Whoops, there goes another pint of beer. Here we are in our summer years, living on ice cream and chocolate kisses. And would the leaves fall from the trees if I was your old man and you was my missus? Surely give my greetings to the new brunette. Give my greetings to the new brunette. Greetings to the new brunette. Greetings to the new brunette.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do nicely. So, Billy, 2 box sets in a year.
Yeah. How amazing is that?
That is fantastic. I think it puts you 1 box set ahead of Johnny Cash as well. But how was it going back and listening to stuff again?
It was great. It was really good to listen to, particularly the really early stuff. It's such a long time ago, but I listened to it raw. And raucous as it was, and I thought, you know, if I was James Blunt and I heard this today, I'd be shit myself probably. They were coming out with someone like that, crikey, you know. So I was quite pleased with the way it came over.
Especially for Volume 1, quite a time has elapsed since. Was there anything you were surprised by, you'd forgotten about?
Actually, in the box set, there's a couple of DVDs, and one of them is of me on the South Bank show. And when they sent it for me to have a look at, I did worry that my sort of 25-year-old me would say something, you know, inordinate about the way I live my life now. But bless him, the young Billy Bragg was just as on the nail as I am today. I was so relieved. I was like,
when Life's a Riot came out, did you know where you wanted to be, what you wanted to do beyond then? What was
I
the
didn't want to go
view?
back and work in the car factory, and I was willing to do anything that would get me, save me having to get a proper job. And I didn't really know where I wanted to go. I just wanted to get out and play gigs. I just wanted to sort of make a living doing what I'd always wanted to do, and that's what I've been really lucky been able to do the last 25 years.
When I realised that had taken hold for the first time was, I'm not sure when it happened for you, but it was a key moment for me when I went to my local guitar shop, and the band riffs, as in the ones you're not allowed to play when you're trying out the guitars, which went Stairway to Heaven, Smoke on the Water, and then was added in quite angry biro, anything from that Billy Bragg album.
Yeah. Well, you know, the great thing about Billy Bragg albums, it don't take much to play along. I only know 4 chords, and as you know, I'm not very good at those. Remembering those most of the time. So it's, you know, it's more about, you know, people are always asking me about this, the way that I made records, particularly my early records. It really is a matter of writing songs and getting out and playing them, not worrying about everything else, not hiding behind the elaborate lights and the Steinway piano. To actually just go out there and play. And anyone listening at home or anyone here tonight who's written songs, when you go out and do that, you step across the line. Everything else that follows after that is just cherries on the cake. If you can actually go out and play live and engage an audience, you got it.
Let's have another tune from you. What do you want to play?
I've got a new one to play. This is its UK debut. I've been trying it out in Canada. It worked out pretty well there. This is called Farm Boy. whisper under my breath, say a little prayer, same as I do every time I step into the sun's bright glare. I'm just a farm boy, lived up on a hill, wanted to get away. Now the army pays my bills, and I'm just dreaming of the time when I can go home. I'm just dreaming of the time when I can go home. Here come a captain, take his anger out on me, calls down fire upon my country's enemies, wants me to pick out targets, and all that I can see is farmers and their families and a whole lot of misery. Yeah. And I'm just dreaming of the time that I can go home. I'm just dreaming of the time that I can go home. Say a little prayer now, second one today. Oh, sweet Jesus, won't you take my sins away? 'Cause I'm just dreaming of the time when I can go home. I'm just dreaming of the time when I can go home. Yeah, I'm dreaming of the time when I can go home. I'm just dreaming of the time, yeah, when I can go home.
Billy Bragg, giving us the debut UK airing of Farm Boy here on Six Music, here at the Freedom Studios as part of the Electric Proms. Splendid stuff.
Thank you.
So one of a clutch of new songs, which we'll get an airing on tour in December.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually got more than a clutch. I've got several clutches. And the great thing about spending some time writing a book, particularly this last 18 months of trying to finish it off, I really did have to sort of come back off touring a bit. I was doing one or two shows here and there, but really I was concentrating on writing a book. So when I did come out in March on the Hope Not Hate tour, I just had so many great ideas for songs. I hadn't played a guitar in anger for about, on successive evenings for about, 18 months, and I was just full of songs, which is a great way to be.
Now, this is after spending, 80,000 words? Not you just counted the words as you went on?
80,321, actually. Not that I was counting.
That is the Progressive Patriot. And you've done, as a part of that, you've done, I'd imagine, a series of book tours. Do they differ from rock and roll tours?
They do differ from rock and roll tours in that you don't actually get to play. You get to talk to people, you get to speak, but it's like a Billy Bragg gig without the music. There's a lot of talking, and you do get a buzz off it, but not quite the same buzz as you do as forgetting, of course, to greet us to the new brunette in front of 100 people. That gives you a certain,
But seeing a published book in front of you, is that the same sort of buzz you get from seeing a finished album? Was that sort of?
It was the buzz I got from seeing my first finished album. When I saw the book arrived, and there it was, and you could feel in the squidgy envelope. And I said to the missus, when I open this envelope and get this book out, I'll be an author. Until I've opened it, I'm still just a singer-songwriter. And we sort of sat and looked at it for a while, and then opened it up, and we were like, yes, okay. It's great. But coming off I've just been in America and Canada, and I've been sitting in the back of a 747 for 10 hours from San Francisco, forced to watch The Devil Wears Prada, which was on in the cabin. Got home, was home 24 hours before the good book people came and carried me off, and their people carried. And I realised, as we drove away, I've been home for 24 hours, 14 of which I've been asleep. So It's a rock and roll lifestyle out there with the other authors.
What's the next tune you'd like to play for us?
I was going to play another one that's I've been playing for a while now. It's a new song, and it's been going down really well. And it has a message, a very important message that I've been putting out with this one, which is that singer-songwriters can't change the world, but only the audience can. And I get a lot of faith and inspiration from my audience, and I suppose in some ways it's sort of it's a love song to them. It's called I Keep Faith.
If you want to make the weather, you have to take the blame. If sometimes dark clouds fill the sky and it starts to rain, and folks complain, and in your head may tell you to run and hide, listen to your heart and you'll find me right by your side, because I keep faith, I keep faith, I keep faith, I keep faith in you. Yes, I do, I keep faith in you. If you think you have the answer, well, don't be surprised if what you say is met with anger and contempt and lies. And though it may be that you want to just walk away, reach out, you'll find me there beside you all of the way, because I keep faith, I keep faith, I keep faith, I keep faith in you. Yes, I do, I keep faith in you. All the dreams we shared, I never knew no one who cared about these things the way that I've seen you. It doesn't matter if this all falls off the cliff, together we are gonna see it through. I know it takes a mess of courage to go against the grain. You have to make great sacrifice for such little gain, and so much pain. And if your plans have come to nothing, washed out in the rain, let me rekindle all your hopes and help you start again, because I keep faith in these troubled times. I keep faith in these uncertain years. I keep faith, I keep faith in you. Yes, I do, I keep faith in you. I keep faith in you. Yes, I do, I keep faith in you. I keep faith in you. Yes, I do. I keep faith in you. I keep faith in you.
Lovely, lovely. That's Billy Bragg. I keep faith. And I think it's time we should introduce a special guest who's going to play a tune with Billy. In fact, another one later on as well. It's been quite an 18 months for him with a Mercury Prize nomination and a follow-up to that LP and live dates all over the place, including with Mr. Billy Bragg. Please welcome Seth Lakeman. How are you, Seth? You good?
I'm very good, thanks. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Has it been a roller coaster 18 months or so for you? You've been enjoying yourself?
Really haven't been home for 18 months, no.
Have you not? And how's life on the road with Billy Bragg when that happens?
I really enjoyed it, actually. You introduced me into Canada, which is a very nice place to go and tour, and the music went down really well.
And he was with me in Wolverhampton the night West Ham got in the cup final.
I was, yeah.
A night never to be forgotten. Last time we won a game, I think.
And what tune would you like to play now?
Well, I've been doing a lot of work on issues of identity, not just the book, The Progressive Patriot, but all the way back to my last album, England Half English, and coming around with Seth kind of like put me back to my folk music roots, such as they are. So we thought we'd do a little old folk song for you, called John Barleycorn.
Okay.
There came three men from out of the west, their fortune for to try. And these three men made a solemn vow John Barleycorn should die. They ploughed, they sowed, they harrowed him in, laid swords upon his head. And these three men made a solemn vow John Barleycorn is dead. Half English and I'm half English too. I'm a great big bundle of culture tied up in the red, white and blue. I'm a fine example of your Essex man. I'm well familiar with the Hindustan, 'cause my neighbours are half English and I'm half English too. Breakfast was half English, and so am I, you know. I had a plate of Marmite soldiers washed down with a cappuccino. And I have a veggie curry about once a week. The next day I'll fry it up as bubble and squeak, 'cause my appetite's half English, and I'm half English too. Yeah, so it's she's half English, she speaks Latin at home. And St George was born in the Lebanon. How he got here, I don't know. And those 3 lions on your shirt, they never sprung from England's dirt. Them lions are half English, and I'm half English too. There came 3 men from out of the west, their fortune for to try. And these 3 men made a solemn vow: John Barleycorn must die.
Absolutely splendid. That worked a treat, gentlemen. Can I just give a mild hard sell and tell you that Seth Lakesman's LP, Freedom Feels, is out now on the Relentless label and is absolutely splendid. And also Billy Bragg off on tour on the Hope Not Hate tour, kicking off in York on the 1st of December. Please give it up once more for Seth Lakeman. And of course to Billy Bragg.
Blue eyes fighting the grey eyes, fighting the tears. Wanted that for an older man, leaving all the years. I advanced across a poppy field. I saw the gleam as you raised your shield, and love screamed down with the sun behind its back. Our fathers were all soldiers. Should we be soldiers too? Fighting and falling like soldiers do. Nothing is clear in this tactical, unclear war. And I can't be bothered to find out what we were fighting for. No one can win this war of the senses. I see no reason to drop my defenses, stand fast my emotions, rally round my shaking heart. Our fathers were all soldiers. Should we be soldiers too? Fighting and falling like soldiers do. Some of us carrying weapons, some of us praying. Each of us trying to work out what the other is saying. But the secrets are out of the box, and the hopes of the ages are dashed on the rocks. And I sleep with one eye open, longing for the dawn. Our fathers were all soldiers. Should we be soldiers too? Fighting and falling like soldiers do. Our fathers were all soldiers. Should we be soldiers too? fighting and falling like soldiers do. Mother says there'll be no work next year. Qualifications once the golden rule, and now just pieces of paper. Just because you're better than me doesn't mean I'm lazy. Just because you're going forwards doesn't mean I'm going backwards. You'll get the job in last year's trousers and your old school shoes. To be so, it's a buyer's market. They can afford to pick and choose. Just because you're better than me doesn't mean I'm lazy. Just because I dress like this doesn't mean I'm a communist. Factories are closing and the army's full. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've come to see in the land of the free there's only a future for the chosen few. Just because you're better than me doesn't mean I'm lazy. Just because you're going forwards doesn't mean I'm going backwards. You're on top of the scrappy, but 16 you were top of your class. They taught you at school was how to be a good worker. The system has failed, you don't fail yourself. Just because you're better than me doesn't mean I'm lazy. Just because you're going forwards doesn't mean I'm going backwards. See, I should have started with that one. What I normally do is I start with the ones that I can just blast away at them and get my confidence up, and then get to the more technically difficult ones a little further down when everyone's had a few beers and won't notice if I don't play the D minor in Greetings to the New Brunette. But sadly, the Roundhouse effect was in full force there at the beginning there, and I slightly had a moment of, oh, is this a book signing or am I doing a gig? What's happening? Quite sure. So. But we seem to be on safer ground now, brothers and sisters. No need to look so worried into it. It's going to be okay. I'll remember the chords. I'll never forget the first day I met her. That September morning was clear and fresh. The way she spoke and laughed at my jokes, and the way she rubbed herself against the edge of my desk. She became a magic mystery to me, and we'd sit together in Double Street twice a week, and some days we'd walk the same way home, and it's surprising how quick a little rain can clear the streets. We dreamed of her and compared our dreams, but that was all that I ever tasted. For she lied to me with her body, you see, and I lied to myself about the chances I wasted. The times that we were close were far and few between. In the darkness of the dances at the school canteen did she close her eyes as I did when we held each other tight, and la 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 means I love you.
Don't make me laugh now, come on. Only sheepdogs can hear that last note.
She danced with me and I still hold that memory soft and sweet, and I whistle up at the window as I walk down her street. But I never made the first team, I just made the first team laugh, and she never came to the phone, she was always in the bath. In the end it took me a dictionary to find out the meaning of unrequited. Well, she was giving herself for free at a party to which I was never invited. I never understood my failings then, and I hide my humble hopes now. Thinking back, folks, she made us wonder. A girl not old enough to shave her head and have her belly button pierced. I don't whistle the outro. Audience research has proved that you hear the trumpet solo in your head whether I whistle it or not, and far be it from me to intrude in your whatever adolescent moment this song takes you back to. I just quietly just play for the fade out and, you know, maybe put the odd flourish in to keep myself interested, you know. It's one of Gideon's guitar shop favourites there, I think. Saturday boy, ladies and gentlemen, the Saturday boy. Let us hear it once more for the Saturday boy. Gideon did ask me to do a couple of rather specialist party trick songs for you tonight, as you're all gathered here, and this is one of them. Sounds right, that doesn't it? I'm amazed at how right it sounds. Yeah, this is called the 14th of February. I wish that I could remember the first moment that we met, if only I could remember that sweet moment that we met, if I knew then that I would spend the rest of my life with you. I imagine I would have held your gaze a little longer when first our eyes met. Did it rain or did sunshine attend our first meeting? What words were said? What weight given to that first greeting? My diary doesn't help. I don't even mention your name until that summer when bloomed the seed sown on the first first day that we met. I know the date, I know the place where it happened, yet in my mind the scene I recall is imagined as we grow old. I'm sure there will be moments that we will not forget, but I would remember something of the moment that we met. Thank you very much.
Oh, the tea here is very good. I recommend the tea. We're bowling along here for these songs, which is great. And the last time I played here, the first time I ever came here actually, I think, was to see the Flaming Groovies, and I met several members of the Clash in the bar upstairs. That was better than the gig, that opportunity to see that. So it's great to be taking part in the proms with Paul Simonon playing again with the band with no name, who are known by the name of their song that everyone knows, The Good, the Bad and the Queen, and it's great to be sharing a festival spot with them. The last time I played here, though, was, as I was saying earlier, just my first gig after I'd been off for a year after our son Jack was born, and the reason I had to take that time off is because parenthood, whatever way you look at it, completely changes your life, and you have to re-gauge everything. And one of the hardest things to re-gauge is whether or not you're still a singer-songwriter, or whether you're just someone's dad now, and it's all different now, and you've just got a life of changing nappies and doing the school run. But fortunately, my singer-songwriterness survived, and I found actually quite inspirational. It's quite inspirational being a parent, and this song was inspired by not the first word that Jack said, which was mum, nor the second, which was dad, but the third word that he said, which was moon. There was a big full moon sitting in our back garden one night. We went out there and we all pointed out and we said moon, and Jack said moon, and I just thought it was absolutely incredible that a child, the third word that he ever manages to say should be something that's not even on our planet. And that's how strong a pull the moon has when we see it. Now I live in the countryside, and when the moon comes out, everything lights up. The ocean lights up, the countryside lights up. And I'm just left to tell him stories about when I was a kid, how much I wanted to go to the moon. And that's what this song is about. It's called The Space Race Is Over.
When I was young, I told my mom, gonna walk on the moon someday. Armstrong and Aldrin spoke to me from Houston and Cape Kennedy, and I watched the Eagle landing on a night when the moon was full. And as it tugged at the tides, I knew that deep inside I too could feel its pull. I lie on my bed and dreamed I walked in the sea of tranquility. I knew that someday soon we'd all sail to the moon on the high tide of technology. But the dreams had all been taken, and the window seats taken too. Now 2001 has already been and gone. What am I supposed to do? Now that the space race is over, it's been and it's gone. is over now. Can't help but feel that we've all grown up too soon. Now the dreams have all been shattered and my wings are tattered too, and I can still fly but not half as high as once I wanted to. Now that the space race is over, it's been and it's gone, and I'll never get to the moon. Now that the space race is over now, can't help but feel that we've all grown up too soon. My son and I stand beneath the great night sky. We gaze up in wonder. I tell him the tale of Apollo, and he says, tell me the truth, Dad, why did they ever go? It may look like some empty gesture to go all that way just to come back, but don't offer me a place out in cyberspace, 'cause where in the hell's that at? Now that the space race is over, it's been and it's gone, and I'll never get out of my room. Now that the space race is over now, can't help but feel that we're all just going nowhere. Thank you. The space race is over. Yes, I'll be back out treading the boards in true Billy Bragg style. Out in December, if you can get along, there's some great dark stand-up pogo clubs, and there's some nice comfy sit-down ones as well for you diehards who don't want to have to stand through 2 hours of me singing songs and talking about politics. Hey, but do come along, it'll be great. Thanks for tonight. I've really, really enjoyed this. Been Camelot for Jack and Jacqueline, but on the Hugo Chavez highway filling up with gasoline. Little Donald Rumsfeld spies a rich lady who's crying. So he walks over and he's trying to sympathise with her, but he thinks that he should warn her to prepare to be bombed back into the Stone Age. What kind of foreign policy is that, you ask yourself, yeah? In the former Soviet Union, the citizens demand to know why they're still the target of strategic air command, and they shake their fists in anger and respectfully suggest we take that money from our missiles and spend it on the NHS. That will save your local hospital, I reckon. The Cold War now is over, but the stakes are getting higher. I'm frightened of collateral damage and a friendly fire, and I don't believe we can defeat no axis of evil by putting smart bombs in the hands of dumb people. Mix and pop and politics. They ask me what the use is. I offer her my acupuncturist and my masseuses while looking down the corridor out to where my ego is waiting. I'm looking for the new world order. Jumble sales are organised. All my mates got fat. Even after all this time, you know, you can still send me a fax. You can be active with the activists or sleeping with the media while you're waiting for the great leap forwards. One leap forwards, 2 leaps back. Will someone give Alan Pardew the sack, for Christ's sake? Waiting for the great leap forwards. Well, here comes the future and you can't run from it. If you've got a guest list, I want to be on it. You know, I'm a noted author. Did anyone tell you that? Yeah. Well, bulls and bears, is there anyone out there with windmill shares? Waiting for the great leap forwards. Well, it's not about this is reality, so give me some room. Waiting for the great leap forwards. So join the struggle while you may. The revolution's just an ethical haircut away when you're waiting for the great leap forwards. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's Billy Bragg from Bragg in Essex. Yeah. We've got time for one more. Please welcome again the fabulous Seth Lakeman, ladies and gentlemen. Come forward. Yes. Seth, mate.
Yeah.
I think I've got him.
I think you have.
I think the audience. I finally got.
I'm going to lose him. Right.
I think we're in D. We're in D.
Go on, Ian.
Leadbelly was Woody Guthrie's great hero. He was kind of like the way that Woody was to Bob Dylan, Leadbelly was to Woody Guthrie. He worshipped Leadbelly, and Leadbelly wrote a great song about a time that he couldn't find a hotel room in Washington D.C. because he was a black man. He wrote a song about D.C. called Bourgeois Blues, and great song that it is. I've slightly tweaked the lyrics around to write my own song, but it's still Leadbelly's great song. It's still got the same form, and it's just like it sounds on the record, so you'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'll be right there.
It's the same song. If you're confused about Iraq, I tell you this one thing I'm certain. This war is gonna make the whole world safe for Halliburton. I got the Bush War blues. Yeah! I got the Bush War blues. I got the Bush War blues. I'm gonna spread the news all around. Well, they've spent $1 trillion on this illegal war. Could have paid all of our social security for 100 years or more. I got the Bush War blues. Yeah! I've got the Bush War blues. I've got the Bush War blues. I'm gonna spread the news all around. We've got to find some moderate Muslims with whom we can converse. Might be an idea if we tried to find some moderate Christians first. I got the Bush War blues. Yeah! I got the Bush War blues. I got the Bush War blues. I wanna spread the news all around. Play that blue violin, boy, yeah! simple message to our soldiers overseas. Gonna bring them back from Baghdad, send them down to New Orleans. I got the bushwalk blues. I got the bushwalk blues. I got the bushwalk blues. I'm gonna spread the news all around. Cute little smile, curly hair. It's George Bush's poodle. Goddamn Tony Blair. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, sweet Lord. I got the bushwalk blues. Ah! I got the bushwalk blues. I got the bushwalk blues. I'm gonna spread the news all around. I got the bushwalk blues. I'm gonna spread the news all around. Set Lakeman, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Billy Brown from Bragg in Essex. Thank you very much. Good night. I'll do a stage dive, kid. I was 21 years when I wrote this song. I'm 22 now, but I won't be for long. People ask me when will I grow up to be a man, but all the girls I loved at school are already pushing pranks. I loved you then as I love you still. I put you on a pedestal, they put you on a pill. Don't feel bad about letting you go, just feel sad about letting you know. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for a New England, just looking for another girl. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for a New England, just looking for another girl. I love the words you wrote to me, but that was bloody yesterday. I can't survive on what you send every time you need a friend. I saw 2 shooting stars last night. I wished on them. They were only satellites in home to wish on. Space hardware. I wish you cared. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for a New England, just looking for another girl. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for a New England, just looking for another girl. We're going to sing a verse for Kirsty McCall. I think we are, yeah. My dreams were full of strange ideas. My mind was set despite the fears, but other things got in the way. I never asked that boy to stay. Once upon a time at home I sat beside the telephone, waiting for someone to pull me through. And when at last it didn't ring, I knew it wasn't you. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for New England, just looking for another girl. I don't want to change the world. I'm not looking for New England, just looking for another girl. Looking for another girl. looking for another girl, looking for another girl.